Hi, this is Lakeland Sports Information Director Adam Glachik, and welcome to a new feature we're going to call the Muskies Coaches Corner. This is the first time we've done this, and who knows, it might be the last time if our coaches decide they're not so sure about the person hosting these. But anyway, today we're joined by Amber Peterson. She's the new head coach of the Lakeland women's basketball team. Amber, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thanks for having me, Adam.
Yeah, and first off, we have to ask you, with being holed up as Wisconsin continues to stay home during the COVID-19 virus, what have you been up to? Obviously, your life routine, like many of ours, has been disrupted, and everything is much different with neither us or our students on campus.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's been so different. Obviously, we're still staying really busy with work, but at the same time, I've had some time to do some other things that I hadn't, obviously had the time to do previously. So one thing I've really been doing is staying in touch with family and friends, obviously
Good.
staying in touch with the team. Yeah, it's been really great to kind of reconnect with people.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, besides that, I've been cleaning, working out, going for a lot of walks.
Mm-hmm.
I've been reading too, which has been awesome, reading the Bible. And then I have a whole bunch of books kind of like stacked up in my room the past like 2 years that I just haven't been able to chip away at.
Yep.
So it's been fun to like finally have time to get caught up on that. And then I've actually been trying some cooking, which has been interesting. Yes.
Okay. What have you been trying? Any things you'd like to share that you've been trying to cook?
Yes, so I'm very much a rookie in the kitchen, but I've been trying some stir fry that my mom has kind of talked to me about.
Okay.
I've been making cornbread really regularly, and then
Nice.
today I'm making chicken enchiladas.
Ooh.
Made tacos yesterday, so yeah, really exploring.
Yeah, excellent. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Looking at taking over the women's basketball program, what is, and sort of like our first question, but a little more focused, what has your first month plus on the head coaching job been like, and maybe how have your duties changed, if much at all, going from being an assistant to the head coach?
Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy transition. I think when it first got announced, I was on campus. Obviously, the girls were on campus for that first week.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next week was spring break. And then obviously everything happened with COVID-19. So it's been a month and a half, but only a week with the girls on campus. So
Sure.
that's been kind of a weird transition, obviously. But at the same time, as far as duties, I was really lucky to have been given like a lot of responsibility in the past. So that's really helped ease the transition.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing I would say that I've been focused on that's been different has been our Ireland international trip. So
Okay.
we're supposed to go there this May.
Mm-hmm.
May 2020, but we've postponed that to next May, obviously with everything going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have my hands in that really at all. So that's been a little bit of an adjustment. And
Okay.
then we're trying to hire an assistant coach. So those
Sure.
are the two things that I've been focused on that I haven't done in the past.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. And you said you've been in contact with your team at least a little bit. How much contact are you able to have with them? Obviously, you can't see them or work with them in person, but
Mm-hmm.
Contact online or by telephone, things like that.
Yes. So obviously our primary focus is the girls on the teams. Right now, especially when you think about it, college students as a whole have had this huge transitionary phase where,
Mm-hmm.
They're living on campus, living the college life, and all of a sudden now they're back home with mom and dad and having to readjust to that, readjust to online learning, and just a weird, unexpected end for them. So we've really been trying to obviously focus on the academic side of things and helping them adjust to that, but also just check in and how are you? How's your family doing? And that type of stuff. So we're utilizing a lot of different facets for that, whether it's text. We've been actually utilizing FaceTime a lot, which has been cool. And then we're trying to do like fun things. So we have some team stuff that I can't share because it's a surprise. So we have some team stuff in the works. So
Okay.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, very good. As it's kind of a big question, just kind of wide encompassing question. If you could sum it up, what would you say about your coaching philosophy? And as far as maybe how your team might play or your approach with players, anything like that.
Yeah, that is a wide question. You can take that in a lot of different ways. I guess kind of mirroring what we've tried to do, especially with like the golf side of things. we always talk about in the recruiting process that as a coaching staff, we'll look at you as a person first, student second, and then player third. And we'll really focus on keeping it in that order. I think if that order gets shifted, then my perspective is off and I'm not viewing things in the proper way. So we really try and keep that focus. As far as like coaching style, we're present. We're always in the office, except for obviously right now. I think we're really approachable. I know like my personality is more the type to do positive reinforcement and that type of stuff. So obviously that's the way I'm going to coach as well.
Sure.
But at the same time, I think you have to have a healthy balance. So we'll be firm. We'll be really clear about our expectations. I think as a player, I remember how empowering it was when I knew my coach believed in me and believed in what the team could do. So I think we'll try to kind of mimic that a little bit. But if the student athletes know that we want the absolute best for them, I think that goes a long way. So that's kind of, I guess, my coaching philosophy and how we go about things.
And as far as on the court, any preferences how you play, like faster, slower, zone defense, man-to-man, full court, et cetera, or is that something you kind of adjust with your personnel and your players?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I think every coach kind of has a way that they prefer to play or a style that they feel more comfortable coaching. For me, I loved playing that up-tempo type style, obviously, but that's kind of the thing right now. But as a coach, I feel like you have to adjust 100% to the personnel that you have. So obviously, we kind of have like a mix. So we have Megan Will down low. Everybody knows about Megan, and we really want to exploit her strengths. But at the same time, we have guards who can get out and run and love to create using the press and things like that. So I think you'll see kind of a mixture, and it might depend a little bit game to game. And just, I guess the main thing on my end is just exploiting what we have, because that's obviously what's going to lead to the most success.
Sure. In short, what would you say your goals for the program would be? I guess some concrete goals for the program.
Yeah. So again, I'm going to go back to that person, student, player model. As a person, we want to really focus on developing the whole person. Obviously, they're going to come in as 17 or 18-year-olds. They're going to leave here 21, 22, and they have to be ready to take on the world. So we're really going to try and develop life skills. Obviously, a lot of that can be done on the court. You learn a lot through sport, but there's also things that we can do as a staff to kind of build into them as people, and that's definitely going to be a focus. And then the next part of that is the student. And I mean, Division III model, that's why they're there. They're here to get an education, and that's obviously going to be a huge focus. And then obviously we want to win. We want to compete at the highest level. Success on the court is obviously a huge goal of ours. But I think it starts with that base of just the expectation is that we work really hard, we do it the right way, and we do it every day. So I guess I'm not sitting here saying we're going to get 20 wins every year, but we're going to shoot for it for sure.
Yep. Sounds good. Any main influences on you as a coach that you would cite? You've played under and coached under several different coaches. Whether it be coaches you've coached under or that you've observed? Yeah,
that's a hard answer because there's so many. If I look back at my playing career, I mean, I was so lucky all the way up, youth sports, high school, college. I was really lucky with the coaches that I had, and not just basketball coaches, but softball, track, whatever it may have been. They were all so different, but also I think I got to experience a wide variety of styles and kind of figure out what I like. And then as a coach, I've been able to work under 3 coaches who, again, very different, but you get to kind of pick and choose what you like and what fits you. So all of those people have had a huge impact on my life. Obviously, outside my family, I would say the coaches that I've played for and coached under have had the biggest impact. And then obviously from afar, you cheer for other coaches. Growing up in Nebraska, I love Tom Osborne. Dabo Sweeney, Gino, Coach K, Tony Bennett. I mean, there's so many different great coaches out there that I really love to learn from.
And for those who aren't familiar with Amber, she's been at Lakeland for some time. She's just finishing her 7th year there. And you wear a number of different hats for us. You can tell us a little bit about you have some other coaching duties and also some other in-department duties too.
Yes, so I'm also the head coach for the women's golf program, and I have been for the past 4 years now.
Hmm.
And then my third kind of hat is I'm the director of athletic enrollment at Lakeland.
Yep. Okay. And we've mentioned that Amber has led the Muskies to 4 straight top 3 finishes in the NAC in women's golf, and this year had Lakeland's first ever conference champion in the sport with Allie Wilson. Not too shabby. Might sound like you have a golden touch leading a golf team. So, and your position as director of athletic enrollment. For those who might not know what that is, can you explain that briefly?
Yeah, so it's kind of grown over the past 4 years into what it is now. When I first started in the role, it was actually director of athletic recruitment. So I was more of like, I kind of helped the programs that had part-time coaches with the actual recruiting process. So it was a lot more hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following year, I was more of a mentor and just kind of a liaison between the admissions department and then the athletic department. And then the past 2 years, it's added the retention component. So
Okay.
now it's the recruitment and retention, which is where you get the enrollment.
Yep.
Um,
And can tell everybody watching that it was a very popular move when Amber was named head coach. Her work put in our department is much respected and admired on campus and within our athletics department. A little bit more about you on the side. You said you're a native of Nebraska. Where in Nebraska?
yeah, so I was born in small town Holders, Nebraska, but by the time I was 5, I was living in Omaha, and I've lived there until I graduated from high school.
Okay, and you said you're a Huskers fan then?
Amen. Go Big Red.
Yep. Collegiately, you played at a couple different places, basketball.
Mhm. Yes. So I started out at a junior college in Council Bluffs, Iowa, Iowa Western Community College.
Hmm.
That was an amazing experience. Played there 2 years, met my best friends, lifelong friends. I got to coach or play under Coach Jim Turgeon. He was an amazing influence in my life. And then Coach Vandy was the assistant coach while I was at Iowa Western. So that's actually the tie that got me up here to Lakeland.
Okay.
But after Iowa Western, I had a lot of opportunities, really cool opportunities, and decided to go to a school in Minnesota. I was there for a year, and then I decided to go to a school in Georgia, Augusta State University. So I finished my playing career there, and then I did 1 year as a student assistant for my 5th year and kind of got my foot in the door with coaching there.
Okay, and your degree was in,
My undergrad degree was in sociology.
okay, and you completed your master's at Lakeland as a graduate assistant for us, correct?
Yes, I studied community counseling, which has proved to be very effective in the coaching world.
And what do you enjoy about Lakeland and Wisconsin in general? That you've stayed here for a fairly long time and fairly far from home.
Yeah, I mean, Lakeland's awesome. If you would have told me in 2013 that I would still be here, I wouldn't have believed you. But the people kind of suck you in. They're just really great people. They're down to earth. They truly care about you. I think everybody kind of roots for one another here, which is really cool. As far as Wisconsin, Nebraska and Wisconsin actually have a ton of similarities. When you look at layout, I mean, you have Omaha to Milwaukee, you have Marquette to Creighton, Madison to Lincoln are very similar with their colleges as well. And then you have a whole bunch of small towns. So as far as makeup, it's very similar. And then the people just as a whole, I mean, they're very down to earth people. They love to have a good time, very loyal sports fans. Again, go Big Red, but they're very similar people overall.
All right, a couple potpourri questions before we let you go, Amber. So, do you have a favorite type of music?
Ooh, I mostly listen to gospel music, but I'm not like super picky on the music front. I kind of like all different types.
Okay. Do you have a favorite musical artist or someone that you like listening to the most?
Right now, I'm on a huge Maverick City kick. So
Okay.
if you catch me right now, I'm probably jamming out to that.
Okay. What is your favorite food?
Oh, Adam, that's hard. Oh man, I think I kind of come and go. Like,
Uh-huh.
1 week I'll be like, I'm all about Mexican. Next week it's all about Chinese, whatever. So I guess I would say my mom's cooking and my dad's grilling, but I can't pick a certain type. I can't do that.
Okay. Well, I was going to tell you, you could always say bratwurst being around Sheboygan, but
Should have gone with that.
Yeah. And finally, one more question for you. Do you have, along with food, do you have a favorite place to eat if you're going to eat out?
Ooh, in Sheboygan, I really like Parker John's.
Okay, yeah.
That's a go-to. I really like their barbecue. So yeah, definitely Parker John's.
Yep. All right. I think that will cover us for today. Thank you, Amber, for joining us. And we hope life can return to some semblance of normal soon for you and all of our teams, coaches and student athletes. And we look forward to seeing you coaching the women's basketball program.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Adam.
All right.
Bye.